Alright, it's April 8th, 2013. Here's my review for The World According to Dick Cheney, the documentary biography of Mr. Vice President of the United States from 2000 to 2008. Dick Cheney, obviously a very polarizing guy, very hated guy, including myself. So I'm a little bit biased in this documentary, so I wanted to have total clarity and basically let's give Dick Cheney the best case scenario. Best case scenario that Dick Cheney is a guy who believed in helping the American people as much as he possibly could, including its own survival. The best case scenario is that he is a political genius in so many different ways, and basically he did what he did for his career. Here's a man. Okay, this is a movie that's based in two halves. The first half is great because I didn't know much about it. The second half, I kind of knew a lot about the whole weapons of mass destruction, the Iraq thing, the whole second term with Bush kind of phasing him out because Dick Cheney was really running the White House in the first 4 years. All that stuff I knew a lot about, basically, but the first half was about the rise of Dick Cheney. And so here's a man who's 21 years old, is in a jail for drunken driving for his second time, and doesn't really have a life ahead of him, has a girl, there's a girl in these stories, has a girl who basically says, get your act together or else basically I'm going to dump you. So what does Dick Cheney do? He goes to the University of Wisconsin, loves politics, becomes a big guy on campus, becomes good at school, gets internships at a Washington D.C. firm, gets to know Donald Rumsfeld, who at the time was a congressman and ended up becoming a main player in the Nixon White House. Him and Donald Rumsfeld get along together. Talk about two guys. Wouldn't you want to be a fly on the wall during the conversation with these two guys? Donald Rumsfeld loves him. They basically go up the political ladder. He becomes the chief of staff for Ford in his administration. So here's a guy, 21 years old, is in a jail cell, 33 years old, the youngest chief of staff ever. Is that the American dream or what? In 12 years he's in a jail cell and then becomes the chief of staff, arguably the second most influential person in America in 12 years. And this is the guy who basically, then he goes in the whole kind of the Reagan years and the Bush senior years, and then he basically does what, if you watch House of Cards ripped off the whole storyline about a guy who's being the chairman to find the new vice president of the United States, and he elects himself to be the vice president of the United States, and then of course the second half is then. This is an interesting dude, okay? And this is the way he gave full disclosure to the interviews. I like it, and he kind of has conviction in his own way. There's some evil in there. I gotta give you that. There's some evil in there, but I did enjoy this documentary, and he gave a balanced approach about who Dick Cheney is, and give kudos to Dick Cheney for agreeing to be interviewed in his own documentary and saying, okay, you're going to make a movie about me, you interview me because I'm going to give full disclosure who I am. Loved it. That's my review.